Hey y'all, Project Junkie here. I have several little videos that are backpack buddies and they're just so cute. They don't take very much time and you can use scrap yarn and you can do these in a very short amount of time and the kids love them. More can you ask? Check out my other videos for other quick ideas. Don't forget to like and subscribe. So let's make a taco. I am using the Big Twist Posh yarn from Joann's. This is the croissant color. I also have the darker brown color that I'm going to use for the meat color. And then I have green, red, and yellow for the lettuce and the tomato and the cheese. Don't need very much of these, but I got these off of Temu, and they come in little 50-gram skeins. And I think they're called Snowball. They're all over Temu. They're pretty easy to find, but it is the chenille yarn. You will also need your crochet hook that I keep hanging on to, possibly a pair of tweezers, your darning needle, pair of scissors, and your keychain. And this is my favorite. It has this little snake chain. I get these from Hobby Lobby as well as AliExpress. So let's start with the taco shell. We're going to use this croissant color for the taco shell. We're going to start with a magic ring. Hold your tail, make your cross, grab under, and straighten out this tail. It doesn't really matter on which side, as long as it's not crossed into that center of that magic ring. We're going to put 6 single crochets into this magic ring. And I'm not going to pull that real tight yet because makes it a little harder to get my crochet hook into there. Okay, now always on the first row, I always chain one. I just hook that center together there. Not sure exactly why I do that, but I hook those together and then chain one, and then I'm going to do an increase in each stitch, and I am using an invisible increase. An invisible increase as I hook that into the back loop and make a single crochet, and then into both loops and make a single crochet. And that's how I do an invisible increase. This row is just an increase in each stitch, and you will have 12 when you're done. And if you have 13 or 14, it does not matter, not one little bit. These are fun projects. The stitch count is not crucial. Don't sweat it. We're just going to have fun. Okay, so now I have that round completely done. I am going to tighten this center. So now this row, we're going to do a single crochet and an increase. We're going to do that 6 times. And when you get all the way around, you will have 18 stitches or thereabout. It's not crucial. It's just a taco shell. It's just for fun. I got a new keychain stand that I will hang these from, and I'm so excited because this will be the first market I get to use them at. Okay, so when you get around, all the way around, here's your first row, here's your second row. This row is your 6 single crochet into the magic ring. And then this row is an increase in each stitch. And as you can see, this only has 2 rows. We still need to do a couple of stitches over here because this is where our second row begins. So that's where our third row needs to end. So we're still doing a single crochet and an increase.
Okay, so this is where that row starts. That second row starts. You can see that swirl pattern. Can you see that swirl pattern? There's kind of a little arrow right there. So here's the first one. Second one starts here. And then the third one will be here. Okay, and you can use a stitch marker if you want. Or you can flip that tail over and use that as your stitch marker. I don't generally use stitch markers, but I understand that sometimes they're needed. So this one, we're going to do 2 single crochets and an increase. And we're going to do that all the way around. So times 6. And you should have 24 stitches when you're done, I believe. Again, don't sweat it. We're just making a circle. Okay, when you get all the way around to there, we are going to insert our hook. We're just going to make a slip stitch right there, and you can pull this tail out now. We're going to make a slip stitch right here, pull that loop up. And this is common, that when you get around here, that you have this jump right here. So what I'm going to do is just pull that through to the back and kind of pull it a little tighter, so it kind of gets rid of that big jump. There's still a little bit there, but we'll also, in the end, put our keychain there. So there is our taco shell. Isn't that going to be just fantastic? Don't believe we're going to need this tail, so I'm going to cut it off pretty short. And then, of course, in a taco, the meat color is next. Here's a little tip I use when I have to ball up my yarn. And I ball up my yarn because, you know, we get yarn barf and that just annoys me. So I have a bobby pin, and I would suggest you get better quality than what I've got. This is just Dollar Tree, and they get bent up very easily. But I just take my end and wrap it around, and I push it down into my ball to hold my tail so that it doesn't unravel. Works pretty well. Better bobby pins work better, but this is what I have, so I use it. Okay, so now we are going to put the meat in. And we're really only going to see a little bit of the meat on the end of it, but we're not going to cheat it. We're going to go all the way through. So this time we're going to make a chain. Okay, there's a chain of 12. Now, the second chain from the hook, I'm going to go back and I'm going to put single crochet in the next 10 stitches. In the next 11 stitches. Oops. Okay, so here's what we have for the meat. I think I want that a little rounder, a little more round. So I'm going to turn this over, and I'm going to use this back loop right here. And I'm just going to thicken up that meat stitch a little bit with that back loop. And it doesn't matter if you catch an extra loop, most of it's not even going to be seen. I just want it to be a little bit thicker in the bottom of my taco. Just like that. So we've got a little bit of extra meat for our taco. I'm going to turn that upside down. I'm going to sew that right to the edge of that shell. And then I'm just going to take a couple little stitches through the middle, being careful not to go through the back. I'm going to bring that in there somewhere, just to knot them together, because remember, in the middle here, it's not going to be seen. So then we're going to go to our lettuce color. In our lettuce color, we're going to chain, whoops, might need a little bit longer than that. We are going to chain 10. And then we're going to put 2 single crochet in each stitch. And this is going to start curling, and that's okay. We want it to have some curl. Okay, so now we've got a little curl going on there. Now we're going to stitch this lettuce curl into here. Again, not crucial. So there we have our lettuce. Now I'm going to take a little bit of this red yarn, because we just don't need a whole lot. And we're going to make our tomato layer on here with just some embroidery stitches. Same thing with the yellow for the cheese. And I'm going to shove all this in here and fold this up. And I'm going to stitch round through all of this, a few stitches around the outside. So, since I don't have another tail to tie this to, I'm going to make a knot in it right here. And I'm going to shove that knot in all that. And there's our taco. What an adorable little taco. Now this is optional. You don't have to do this. I just think it'll be cute. So I'm going to try it. I think it needs eyebrows. This is just crochet thread. I'm not sure what that noise is. We put a little face on our taco. How cute is that?